Today we're making shrimp pad thai with a whole bunch of really yummy vegetables. But the most important part that we really want to share with you is about the type of shrimp that you use.
And where you get it from.
Exactly. Because today we're using a Patagonia wild freshwater, cold water actually, shrimp that we get from the farmer's market. However, at Whole Foods or your local grocery store, you can get wild shrimp. And in a little bit, we're gonna share with you about...
There's a lot of frozen wild shrimp that you could find too. So really whatever you have available to you. But then what makes it pad thai is the type of noodles. So there's lots of different varieties of pad thai noodles. This is a red rice pad thai, but it's just these little, like, medium thickness, wide, flat noodles. And these are wonderful because they're pre-packaged for like a single serving.
And portioned. It's like so cool. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to add a little coconut oil to the pan. All right. And the pan should be nice and hot. And the good thing about using coconut oil is it's okay for it to smoke a little bit because it is a higher heat. Yes. And Meg, why don't you hand me I can start with the shiitakes.
So we're adding mushrooms and there's all these different varieties.
That's right. And you can add just one variety, you can add all three varieties. I typically love to blend a whole bunch of different kinds of mushrooms together.
I'm pretty lazy in terms of what I have and buy and have on hand, so I'm gonna use one type of mushroom. And I prefer the shiitakes.
And those are the shiitakes, and they come in different sizes. This happens to be a big one.
Yes.
And we totally take...
But these little mushrooms are super cute.
I know, and we take the stem off of the shiitake and then just slice it up. Throw it in your pan.
They're a little bit woody, but sometimes the stem actually has medicinal purposes, so you can chop it up and put it right on in.
So, and then these... I call these nyogis. What I like is, see how easy they are? You don't have to cut them, no chopping.
They're just so cute.
And, you know, we're just gonna add a little bit of these in here. You don't have to add all of them.
What I'll say is that the shiitakes have more of like a meaty flavor. Those are a little bit more mushroomy, especially like this maitake. This is like, in terms of if you're on a scale of like people that like mushrooms or don't like mushrooms, if you're not a fan of that mushroom flavor, this it might be a little strong. So stick to a shiitake or even like a cremini, but this beautiful maitake. And I wanted you to show, did you show them what it looks like? Just like take it and show them. It's like a beautiful flower. Its medicinal purposes are off the charts, you guys. So wherever we can add a mushroom like this, we throw it in, okay? And you're just chopping it. With all the other flavors that are going in here, you can make it work. Hide it a bit. It's like hiding the good things in there, in the food.
I love it. All right, so we're gonna put this all in our pan. The other point that you want to remember is to make sure you have plenty of oil because mushrooms
absorb it all.
A ton of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a teeny bit more.
And that also looks like a lot of mushrooms, but they shrink a decent amount in size once they start cooking down.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cover it right now. And we're just gonna let it do its thing because I want it to get super crisp.
Ooh, and by crisp, it's like you can tell it starts getting like browned and caramelized.
It's delicious. So now what I'm going to do,
those are cooking, we're going to cook the pad thai.
Right, so here are these beautiful things. I have some water that's already boiled. I put a little pinch of salt in it, and we're just going to put it in the water.
So as you can see, we're making this for 2, but the packages, like depending on whatever you have, 2 to 4 people.
Yeah,
it works.
And we're heavy on the vegetables and everything else, so the other thing is,
serve for.
Yes, and the other thing is we love our leftovers.
Yes, so, we do. All about the leftovers.
It makes a really great lunch the next day. So I'm stirring it up, breaking it up, and now I'm just gonna leave it. I have a timer set for 5 minutes, and we're gonna just let it go.
And that's really important. You wanna make sure you look at the package and read the instructions on your pad thai, because for these, we noticed that they cooked really quickly, and so we wanted them just at 5 minutes so they don't get too gooey. But the white rice version or brown rice version, they all cook differently, so just make sure you check that.
Yeah, and the big thing is, Megan talked about being gooey. The other part of that noodle is that it can fall apart. So less checking it, tasting it, and then just rinsing it is the key, and we'll show you as we keep going here. As everything is cooking, I'm going to show you how to devein and clean fresh shrimp. To clean your shrimp, we're going to go ahead and remove the tail, remove all the legs, and then take the hard shell that surrounds your shrimp completely off. Then I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna run the knife all the way down the inside center of the shrimp, removing the vein that's in there. Next, I'm going to then rinse my shrimp, set it aside until I'm ready to use it.
We've strained and rinsed the pad thai noodles in cold water, and that's really key so that we've stopped the cooking so they don't get gummy and they're just nice.
And look!
Beautiful pieces. Love it.
Perfect. Okay, so
Pegs is going to continue with our veggie medley.
all right. Oh, these mushrooms. So look at how they shrunk, you know? And they're all nice and brown. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put them right here in this bowl. If I don't get all of them, it's okay because
Peggy likes taking them out, setting them into a bowl.
well, because what I'm doing though right now, you guys, is that I'm flavoring my pan. All this flavor is gonna keep sticking in the pan. So what I'm gonna do is add just a teeny bit more of the coconut.
With seasoning, it's like, you know what you do with cast iron skillets, it's just really creating the base layer. So all of these flavors, when we put the shrimp in and the garlic, it's just all enhancing the flavors.
So I have spinach, but you can use spinach, arugula, any kind of flavored
Kale.
green that you like, kale if you want. And I'm just going to take this with some blanched, I've already blanched it.
And we actually have a full video showing you how to blanch veggies.
And
you
this
can
is-
watch that on our YouTube channel.
And this is broccoli. Make sure on the 2 different kinds of broccoli while I stir this.
So, there's broccolini, and then there's regular broccoli crown. Either or works, depending on the preference which you like.
And sometimes what you can find in the store, you guys.
And see, so broccolini, you can see it has these really pretty flowers. It's like springtime.
And they're all edible. And the thing with the broccolini, as well as the other broccoli, use the stems.
Yeah,
just cut away any.
If it's thicker, you just might have to take off the
trim the outer part
skin,
of
the skin of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So, let's see.
Super quick.
Look at this. It takes no time at all to do this. And then I'm just gonna push this around a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead now,
Dumping it back out.
dump
So
them
this
in
is
my
where my
little
mom and I
bowl.
cook a lot differently. Is she
I
puts
know.
it into a bowl. I would just throw everything into the pan
I know.
and let it all cook. But also this is what makes us different and why hers tastes a little bit different than mine is because she's cooking everything individually where my noodles might get a little bit gummy. Everything's still gonna taste good.
So I continue to put a little bit of coconut oil in the pan. And now what I'm gonna do is add some garlic. All right,
Yum.
because this,
And by some, she means a good portion.
maybe a teaspoon, maybe
That is
3 or
like a
4.
tablespoon.
You know, again, it's up to you and your taste buds.
Yes,
Okay,
but we will say the garlic is the main flavoring in terms of, besides the mushrooms that you're getting for this, so
Oh.
be generous.
And then what I'm gonna do is, first I'm gonna show you, so these were the raw deveined ones that we did, and I'm gonna put them in, just because I want you to see.
How they turn nice and pink when
They
they're
take
ready.
no time to cook. Yeah, see, it's already turning pink.
Yep. Matter of seconds.
The shrimp's been cooking for about a minute or 2.
Definitely.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add the Patagonia shrimp in here now. Oh, and you want all of the liquid and the juices, even if it's a little bit of water in there, it's perfect.
Yes.
Oh, smell that, Meg.
So good.
Okay, let that cook for about a minute. Shrimp is done.
Yum.
So
They're all
that's it.
nicely curled up. And you don't overcook them.
No, you don't want to. So now what we're gonna do is I'm going to go ahead, put them in the bowl that I have everything, okay? And you can still see it, everything stays nice and warm while you're doing this. It takes a matter of minutes for all this, once you have everything prepped and ready to go, all right?
And again, you could just throw everything in.
Well, no, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take, this is like literally all the cream from the top.
of the coconut can. They also have culinary style coconut cream.
Right, and I'm just going to let this melt. I'm gonna not use this spoon. Okay, let this melt. And then I want to gather all the flavorings that we really worked hard to get between the mushrooms and the garlic and the vegetables and the shrimp, because the shrimp adds a really amazing one. But you can see how quickly.
And this is what makes Pegs the pro between the two of us. She's been doing it so much longer. And look at all this. It's this nice, like, kind of brownish color, really like picking up all those flavors. That is going to make this taste so good.
Really good flavor.
Okay, let's put them all in. It's good.
All right. So the first thing that we want to do, though, is we want to do our noodles.
Yes, and so if you notice that the noodles started to get a little bit sticky, you can put them in.
Okay.
Just rinse them again in cold water. The cold water will kind of release whatever that kind of texture, that gooey texture that forms.
Okay, and I'm just going to toss the noodles in this creaminess.
Yum.
And then I'm going to pour everything back in. Oh gosh.
Like, this is actually serves like 6.
I know, this is a lot.
The amount of veggies and everything that are in there looks so good.
Okay, so I'm just going to stir all this up.
Yeah.
And then Meg, there is one more garnish that we're going to do for this.
Yes, I'm gonna freshly chop some basil. Thai basil is wonderful. Regular basil, and you want to wait to do this until the very end because it can kind of turn colors. It can turn a little brown. But fresh herbs, I can't get enough of them, especially during the summertime. We have such a plethora of them, and it just really adds to the dish.
All right.
Oh, look how beautiful that is.
It's so nice. So now we're gonna go ahead and serve some up.
Love it, I can't wait. Yum. Look at the noodles perfectly sticking together and get all the shrimpies. And this looks perfect. But I'm gonna add some
Okay.
basil.
I'm gonna turn this off.
And then what's this?
And that is a little bit of fresh minced cilantro.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes cilantro, but you know, when we're cooking Thai.
You guys, I just love, like, the fresh herbs just add so much to this dish. I love it. Let it cool for a minute.
Taste it up. So for this full recipe, you can go to currygirlskitchen.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Pinterest.
and if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe down below so that every Wednesday you can get a really yummy recipe like this.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Flavor.
As I'm chewing this, the coconut's so nice. I love the coconut with the garlicky shrimp. Super simple, letting all the real veggies kind of shine.
Exactly.
Good job, I love this.
Thank you.